In Revelation 14 and verse 6, John wrote, "Then I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach to those who dwell on the earth, to every nation, tribe, tongue, and people." And in Romans 10:14, Paul asks, "How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?" We have a message to take to all the world, every corner, every city, every home. But how will we get it done? How do we reach areas where the gospel can't be preached in person? How do we preach where governments forbid public evangelism? Thankfully, radio signals do not stop at borders. Radio signals do not avoid certain households. And radio signals do not need sleep nor food. Radio is the preacher that never tires nor grows weary. Radio is the preacher that gives the clarion call to all who will bother to hear. Back in December 2009, a small group of faithful believers saw the potential of having Adventist radio in Cadillac, Michigan. What began as a local venture to spread the gospel has now grown into a formidable force for the gospel across much of Michigan. That one station has now grown into 7 stations and 1 TV station. On top of this, 2 more stations have just been purchased to cover our state's capital of Lansing, and plans are being laid to purchase additional stations across Michigan. Most of the Upper Peninsula is covered, and much of the upper half of the Lower Peninsula is also receiving Strong Tower radio now, and there is even 1 station in Decatur, Illinois. With fulfillment of prophecy all around us, 24/7 Adventist Christian radio is more relevant and needed than ever before. Now, like no other time in Earth's history, it is time to reach our major metropolitan areas with the gospel of Jesus Christ and the 3 angels' messages. Over half the population of Michigan lives in the Metro Detroit area. How will we reach them before it's too late? How can we reach them with so few people? Radio seems to be the obvious answer. According to Forbes magazine, Detroit has the 2nd worst commute in the nation, with an average of 25 minutes spent one way. That's about an hour per day that the average person spends in their vehicle. As they drive along, the radios are on, and people are scanning for something to help pass the time. Imagine if that time were spent learning of Christ and His wonderful words of truth. In order to reach the souls in Metro Detroit with Adventist radio, we will need to raise over $1 million to purchase a station. Yes, that's a number that seems impossible to us, but as Jesus Himself told us in Matthew 19 and verse 25, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Are you willing to believe the impossible? Are you willing to partner with the Lord in reaching the lost in Metro Detroit? Will you help furnish the preacher that will finish the work? If you have heard the Savior's call just now, plan to attend a special fundraising kickoff event on December 12th, 2015 at the Metropolitan Seventh-day Adventist Church in Plymouth, Michigan from 6 to 8 p.m. Join the Strong Tower radio family and musical guests from across the metro area as we celebrate the birth of our Savior and begin pooling our resources to bring 24/7 Adventist radio to the metro area. Together we can finish the work. Together we can add many souls to the kingdom. Plan now to attend and ask the Lord about the gift you should bring to make Strong Tower Radio a reality for the metro area.